Hey, 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 thank you for connecting with me again. I so appreciate it because if it is as hard for you to listen to my accent as it is for me to hold my horses so that I don't speak so fast because I know what I want to say. I have been living this wonderful life for more than 40 years, but my pronunciation can take a whole lot more practice, and I forget, and I want to go and share with you my passion and my desires. So you be patient with me. I am hoping that I can do the same for you by slowing this thing down. Today, what I want to do is share with you three things, taking consideration that I don't take anything lightly. I put my heart and my soul into almost everything, and the video may take more than 30 minutes. But I do want to cover three things. The number one will be the decision of what level of inventory you want to invest to get your Mary Kay started. Because, like Mary Kay the lady used to say, nobody can sell from an empty store. So whether you want a store for 6 people or 16 people or 30 people, we have to decide that, and I'm going to go a little bit more in details about it. Understanding that the investment is guaranteed for a full year, a 90%. And you get a lot of free products. Besides other gifts and prizes, you get a lot of free products. So basically, the free products more than cover that 10% that you are risking. And girl or gentleman, if you are a man, if you're not worth that 10%, let's not even talk about that. Okay, the second thing I want to cover is a little bit about the difference between selling or teaching. I am an expert in skincare, and I am an expert in a whole lot of other areas in Mary Kay too. But what I'm trying to tell you is, if I am left on my own to just sell, I will die. I just don't like that. I don't even know how to do that. So I am going to be mentioning, because of course it's possible, the majority of the people that join Mary Kay don't teach. They just sell. They are not the one making the big money, but they earn good money. Because remember, we earn 50%, half of whatever people buy, which means for every dollar we invest, we sell it for 2. The third point that I want to make is to tell you a little bit more about the company as a company, so you have a little bit more confidence. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, because I'm going to be the one responsible for you. If you are in my area, I'm using the word area as a way of just saying people that are in my direct group or in the group of any of the directors attached to me, then you're going to see and hear me a lot. And I want you to get to know a little bit about this Gloria with the accent and the hats that you are going to be connected to. I'm probably going to start backwards because I want to make sure you know enough about the company. But I want to make a couple of points. Number one, this is the first time that I'm doing a video. I've been recording videos for about 6 years now. But this is the first time that I have this camera horizontal. So I have to look at this camera. Normally, I just look at myself when I'm talking, but then that means that I'm going to give you the side eye. So forgive me in advance for when I make that mistake. I want you to know that there is an app called Great Start. It's a free app. You download it from your phone, and that's what is supposed to guide you and every new Mary Kay person in their first 90 days. Of course, you can keep it forever and ever, but it just means that the actual website, the community of the Mary Kay sales force is called InTouch. And yes, you are on InTouch. That's how you signed up. But that is like, my goodness, Disney World is a good example. If I'm not mistaken, Disney World is all the parks together. And if you have ever been in Disney World, you know how huge the Magic Kingdom is. You know Epcot Center. You know Animal Kingdom. And I think they have one that is called Star Wars. I don't know. I haven't been there in about 15 years. But everything is wonderful and fantastic and everything is available. But it's going to take you a while. It's going to take you a while. So that's why the company suggests to downloading that app, and it will guide you, and it has a direct connection to something that I dearly love, which is the Mary Kay University. And the Mary Kay University, totally free, allows you, if you want to learn a lot, if you want to go deep into all the aspects of the business, get on it. I believe they give you 6 months to do it in bits and pieces, because what's the point of getting it done in a week? And that's not going to help anybody. The idea is to do a little bit at the time, and you can start whenever you want, and they will save your answer in like all those modern things. They guide you, and if you answer wrong, they tell you to try again, and then they grade you, and then you earn the special, like, I don't know how to say it in English. It's a designation, let's say, that you will be able to show on your business card, in your website, and all that kind of good stuff. We also have it's not a Mary Kay University. Let's say that it's like having a master in skincare. And it also gives you 6 months. It will give you your designation when you complete it. For people that really want to get into the nitty-gritty of skin, I just want you to know that I am one of those people that I love learning. And when I'm teaching, I think I am a professor in a university. Drives half of the people crazy, but it's been very rewarding for me. And they must like it because, I had a very nice career, to say the least. So, but not everybody's going to, and I just want you to know that since what I'm talking today and in all this video is like little spoons, like for a baby, if you get desperate and you want to move faster, go right ahead, girl. Or gentleman. Gloria, relax. Okay, let's talk about the company. I'm going to put on my glasses and I'm going to read to avoid going off the deep end. A little bit about the company. You already know that the company has been in business for more than 60 years, right? And that is privately owned. Nobody has stocks, and nobody can have a say-so. The company went public back in, 68 or something, and they decided to buy it back with a takeover around 86, 87, because I remember we had stocks in the company at that time, and they decided to make it private again so that they can make their decisions without having the stock owners and the people that just wanted money complaining because Mary Kay gives too many diamonds and Mary Kay gives too many Cadillacs and those trips around the world, that was too much. And Mary Kay say, hey, my company, my rules. So just in case you didn't know that part, let's see. We have our own manufacturing plant. They always have. I joined the company in 82 and they already had the manufacturing plant. However, in 2019, they opened up a so advanced, so incredible manufacturing plant that is ready basically for the next 50 years. And I am so proud. It's open to the public and you have to call, but they have tours of people that can go. I don't know if it's on certain days or what, but everything Mary Kay does is open, nothing to hide. I remember when the pandemic hit and, the government was closing all of the businesses, and because Mary Kay was able to create disinfectants in the drop of a hat to give for free to all of those hospitals and doctors' offices and places, where they were taking care of the people. I mean, we are talking, I hope You remember, I don't have to go there again, how awful that was and how hard and how scared we all were and how in shock. And our company is always in the side of the good, in the side of helping, and in the side of making the decisions that a whole lot of other companies just are not set up to take. Okay, let me continue. We are in over 35 countries. We are the number one in sales of any skincare and color cosmetics of any direct sale company in the globe. That is quite fantastic. Remember that we do not sell in stores. The company doesn't pay movie stars and doesn't do advertising on TV or stuff to try to get people. It's an amazing product. They pay us very well so that we can do the connection. And even now that we are allowed to do this social media, internet connection, sale thingy that started and is going very well since 2020. I am not in that group. I am with the dinosaurs that talks about it and mention it to other people, but I have chosen not to participate in that. But it is just more opportunities for people of all ages in all the areas. And since I am going to be limiting the conversation for the United States because that's where I am, but there is one Mary Kay and there are 35 countries. That's different cultures and different language and different belief system, and the company is the same. Ooh. Let's see. The point that I want to make, and moving on, because I'm not going to tell you about the company in so, in a few minutes. There have been books written for history. I mean, to be a testament for the people coming behind. And I am so proud of saying that Mary Kay has been in them. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring them. They're in my second floor, and I'm in the first floor where I live. But there is a book that came out around 1999, and it was a study done from, I'm going to say 1765. It was before the independence, up until 1999. And they selected the 20 people that, because of the business that they created, they revolutionized the life for everybody else in the United States. And Mary Kay is the only woman in that book. And it was published by Forbes. If you know anything about business, then you're familiar with Forbes magazine and the Ford family and everything else. I remember in early 2000s, maybe 2007, there was a book that a couple did that they were analyzing the top, I'm trying to remember, the top 10 women of the last 100 years in the whole world and how they influence other women. Like their impact, not impression, not fame, but their impact in the 100 years. It was all women, and Mary Kay is between them. And from Oprah Winfrey to Margaret Thatcher to Anne Frank, I mean, that's a book. Why am I telling you this? I know I defend this company like I am part of the family. I'm not. It's because I wish the people that starts coming in, and a lot of the young people, study the foundation, learn the basis. You are carrying, or you are going to be carrying, a torch that we are going to be passing to you. And people will see you and fall in love with you first before they get to the products. Because humans are like that. We rather buy and trust someone that we know and not necessarily the expert. That's why a lot of people will ask a friend or a family member, I have a pain here, what do you think that is? Like they're doctors. it's just a fact of life. We will make decisions based on what people that we know think. And even though half of the time that's wrong, that shouldn't happen, it's the way it is. So I want to encourage you to dig deep and learn so that you will wake up inside of you the desire to be a good ambassador, a good representation, a grow into becoming a good beauty consultant, and hopefully you will want to become a good director, because we need a lot of directors. Directors are like teachers in a school, let's say, and the company needs a lot of teachers so that the groups can be guided by someone. And it's better to have a lot of teachers with 50, 60, 70, 80 people than 200 and 300 under one. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm going through the other side. Oh my God, Gloria, move along. You know what? I'm going to leave a little bit about me for later. Who cares? Right now, I'm hot. You're probably going crazy with my movement. I just turned on a fan, and let's go into something that makes better sense. According to the time that I take to do this, I will know if I sneak something about me in there or if I don't. Let me see where I am with this page. Let's see, Gloria, let's see. I wanted to talk a little bit about the company. What do I have in the back here? No, you don't need to know about this. Let's talk about selling versus teaching. Ideally, you will do both. What I want you to know is the person that wants to teach is going to learn. Is going to observe one of us, and I say one of us because it's going to be either the consultant that signed you up or the director that guides the unit that you belong to. Or it may be me, but you know. The person that wants to teach wants to prepare themselves. And that is going to give you more satisfaction, more money, a whole lot more respect from the people you're going to be talking. It doesn't mean that they will not buy without learning. I mean, the whole world buys online perfumes without smelling, shoes without putting them on, clothes just based on what the lady that is modeling looks like, and we don't know if when it comes to us it's going to work. And most places that are reputable have a return, you know, so that you can feel comfortable. All of that is available in Mary Kay, of course. But what we want to tell you is, I want to be mentioning to you about the advantages of learning to teach face-to-face or virtually. And it's not that I'm going to tell you how to do it today. If you speak Spanish, you can set up an appointment with me for Mondays. Every Monday at 6:30 in the afternoon, I do a virtual teaching class, and my consultants bring their guests and they learn, and the guests can buy and get a bunch of prizes because I go crazy with the prizes. And if you speak English, which is, you better be speaking English if you're watching this video, then we will talk based on the inventory decision that you selected, so that I can do either one for you for practice, just for you to see how this works. We can do one for you and 3 or 4 of your friends, and we will repeat that a couple of times until you feel, you know, like you got it. I'm going to show you, for example, the type of setup that I do. Nobody puts product on their faces when we are virtual. Hello? I don't like this deal about the samples. Don't talk to me about that. Some people do. I taught my ladies how to do that back in 2020 and 2021. But at the end of 2021, I decided to change things and do things modern. You show, you explain, you have deals and guarantees, and that's it. Okay. This is an example of the miracle set. You see, it includes the products for the eyes, This one is, I sell this for 160. The real price is about 185, 187, I don't remember, but I'm passing to the customers the discounts, the specials that the company does to us, the consultant, when we buy it, plus, an additional $10. I have, let's see, the collection of the acne set with the carbon mask and everything in there. And this one, my head wants to tell me that it's a little bit below 100, probably like 87 or 88. Don't pay attention to me right now. That's not the point. This is the one that I use, the repair set. The repair set has 5 products. Sales in here for $215. It already has $42 discount. And I just want you to know, in any country that Mary Kay is, these products, same products, are very expensive. Very expensive, because it has to be paying the shipping, the transportation, the change to the, the currency of other countries. There is a portion that the government, taxes that are unbelievably high, and of course there is the earning part of the people. So I know that it would blow your mind to know that what is here, $215, can go in the thousands outside in here. Let's not talk about that. I show you those because those are the ones that I use when I'm doing a virtual, as an example. Like I said, we can show you how to do that. However, when we do the face-to-face, then we have the products in the travel bag. I have gazillions of, I call it travel bag. I think the book calls it roll-up bag. I don't know about, I never used that term, roll-up bag. This is my bag. I have in here the same set that I show you in the tray from the Miracle set. Here I have the basic makeup, which is just primer and foundation and a little bit of under eye and powder, and I think you have a little bit of lipstick or lip gloss. This is a little bit more kind of luxury. A lot of people, instead of this brush, because they don't have access to this fabulous Sonic brush anymore, they put the microdermabrasion. And here I put a collection of problem solvers for spots and the ones that compete with Botox, which is called the Dynamic, the special serums and boosters. What we will teach you is everybody needs a skincare set. That is like soap and water to shower. Nobody cares if your soap is in cream or if it's a mousse or if it's a bar, if it has fragrances or if it doesn't. But you need soap and water to remove the dirt and the impurities of your body and the stinkiness. And you need deodorant. Deodorants prevent. Deodorants help you avoid the damage. And everything we do in life is going to expose us to damage in your skin. I'm not going into more details with that. That's not part of the video. What I want you to understand is that all of the other goodies, the problem solvers, the makeup, that is the extra that people can buy after they have their skin care. Are we going to force them? No, it's their money and they can do whatever they want, but I'm going to be teaching you so that you can teach them why we recommend that, because it will be basically like a person that doesn't shower and puts on a lot of perfume and new clothes. Okay, let's move on from there. I have these crazy examples that I use in my day-to-day life with the people that I teach, and I know it's not professional enough to do a training video, but hey, that's me. This is who I am. I hope that it doesn't turn you off to the point that you don't want to continue. Okay? Gloria, put on the glasses. Say something else. Oh, an example of selling versus teaching is that when you sell, you basically don't tell people anything about the products. You just, they say, do you have anything for this and that? And you can look in the little book. A lot of people are using Mary Kay and they lost their consultant. There's a bunch of people that have seen maybe pictures or know somebody, but they never made a connection for a treatment for them to buy, and they're just curious and they want to try, and you are perfectly okay doing the loose sales. If you sell $30, you made 15, as a profit. If you sell 100, you made 50. So it's not that you're not, it's that the level of confidence you're going to have when somebody asks you a question, or if you find somebody that had a bad experience, because that happens. And it happens when you less expect it. Why? Because a lot of consultants, people that join the company do not go through the training. They refuse to learn. They don't have time. That's too long. That's too much. But they immediately start talking like they know what they're talking about. And they sell sets to people without knowing what kind of medication are they taking? Do they have any allergies to food, medicine, or perfumes? What kind of work do they do? And there is a adverse reaction, and then everybody freaks out and panic. It may be the consultant is no longer available, or she's available but she's not calling her customers to check how they're doing, or the customer doesn't want to say anything because she doesn't want to make them feel bad. But everybody talks behind everybody else's back. And I am here to tell you, if something didn't work, either it was not the right product, or it was not used in the right way, or it was not used in the right amount, or it was used at the wrong time, because things like that happen. It happens with medicine. Every so often I tell my consultants and the people in my space, hey, I'm surrounded by doctors. I married one for 10 years. I have gazillions of friends that they all study medicine, and it is and I am always sickly with something. Let's not talk about that. But I have a lot of experience visiting doctors ever since I can remember. And it's very common that they will give you a prescription, and then you will be either sleepy or messing up your stomach. That's why I make faces. Something didn't work out. And what did you do? Did you just say, no, doctors are good? No. You call and you tell them, something is wrong with this thing. It's making me worse. And they either tell you, you need to just cut it in half, to use it every other day. Let's change it for something that is a little softer. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can sell until the cows come home. But I want to teach you how to teach. And then you are going to be servicing people. And people are going to be so glad to buy what they try that day, every time they need gifts, whatever comes out new. And let me tell you, our line has like 1,500 products. I mean, it is huge. All the skincare, all the special problem solvers, everything for the body. The makeup line is amazing. Let's stop that in there for a minute and just move on. Oh my God, I don't know how long I've been talking. Let's talk about the decision of the inventory, shall we? First of all, you're going to decide whatever you want. There is no obligation. Mary Kay, the company, has never made an obligation to purchase. It's an option, but I am going to tell you it's highly recommended, because you don't want to go to a restaurant that looks cute and nice and adorable, and they bring you water in your goblet, and then you ask for the menu and you are all excited, and then you tell them what you want and they ask you for the money first so that they can buy the products. Or they tell you, I'm going to get it from the website, but I need your money first. One of those stupid answers that will not work. This is a business opportunity. You can use it just to learn for yourself. You can use it to earn a little bit of money as a little part-time between friends and relatives and co-workers and people from church and, people that are in your space. Or you are going to learn and develop it and make it your side hustle. Whether it's 10 hours a week or 20 hours a week, the intention is, let me see how well I can mesh with this. And while you are learning to express yourself, you get more confident, you are earning money, you're accumulating customers. Every person will have a whole group of family members and relatives and co-workers, and things grow. So I am going to give you like 3 quick suggestions. Write it down, and if this helps you decide and you just go, bingo, this is what I want, then call your consultant and get that order done. If it's not enough, it's just open your appetite, because God knows what I'm going to end up saying, then call your consultant or the director and say, give me more information because I want to make a smart decision. A smart decision is crucial, because anything that starts with the best opportunity for success is better than one that starts with less chances to get better later. Really? After you have a black eye, you're going to get better later? It's harder. You know what I mean? Okay, Gloria, shut up and talk in a way that people will understand. If a person is kind of shy, kind of afraid, she's never sold anything in her life, but is a person that likes to learn and loves the product and is excited about testing and trying and see, because it just seems fun, it sounds good, and the money's great, because earning 50% of what you sell is very good, and not having quotas and obligation is even better. And maybe you are thinking, I'm going to try to connect with a good 20, 30 people, but with intentions of maybe just 12 of those will buy, 12 to 15. Half of the people that you approach and test and try, half will buy at that moment. I want you to know that my best suggestion for you is a sapphire order. Sapphire is what we call an investment of $1,800. Don't dismay and don't cry and don't panic, because I'm talking thousands. I'm also going to go to the pennies. But remember that I told you that this set is $160. 10 people with this will be $1,600. So, relax. What I'm trying to tell you is, when a person makes an investment of that $1,800, which with tax and shipping will be, I don't know, $200-300 more, you have a store that will be able to accommodate about 12 sets of skincare. You do not have all the other stuff that I'm going to show you. Like, we have, I'm going to say 75 products for lips, lipsticks that are matte, and lipsticks that are semi-shine, and lipsticks that are hydrating, and we have lip glosses. I mean, we have to have in all colors and all kinds to accommodate our people. If you have 10 of one kind, of 3 of one kind and 3 of the other, it will be a lot, because we have to figure out how to manage that. You know what I'm saying? Now, you will receive, if I'm not mistaken, about $600 in free products. $600. That means that the trays or the roll-up that you will use to do your testing will come out of the company's pocket instead of your own. Because if you're going to do this, you're going to have products to show. Better to have the company paying it, right? I think that way. Like I said, it's a 12 to 15 people. Gloria, a person that makes that order, do about 3 appointments for her, she can see me. It could be 3 in person, it could be 2 in person and 1 virtual, it could be 3 virtual, whatever it is that she would like to learn to do. And you'll be amazed at how well people respond, how easy for you will be to fall in love, and how you're going to have no product left by the 3rd appointment. Because, trust me, I know what I'm telling you. If you are a little bit more outgoing, a little bit more social, and you're the kind of person that you like appearances and things that look pretty, because some of us as women don't pay too much attention and we don't care. We may have we may have a hairstylist that doesn't comb her hair. She doesn't put any makeup and she looks crazy. Hairstylists work a lot, and sometimes they just work and they don't take care of themselves. I don't like that. I want someone, they don't have to be in high heels and they do not have to be divas with their makeup, but for heaven's sake, show me that you know what the hell you're doing. There are people in Mary Kay that want the same, just testing and starting, but they want a little more. Those are the people that I would suggest the Emerald. Emerald is $3,600. It's basically double of the other one. It may cover you 25 to 30 people, but it will give you a chance that you can have one set for men. I didn't show the line for men. And one for people with a lot of allergies, and maybe people that took chemotherapy or radiation, because you need to have in mind that there are people that need all kinds of things. You can't stick everybody on the same set. And that's why we're so good. We have for every kind, but it may take a consultant a while to be able to have that. With 3,600, you will have at least one for men, at least one for a very damaged, suffering, skin, sick skin, and then you may have a couple for young ladies, the 9, 10, 12-year-old. Then you may have a couple for acne, and you may have a couple for people that are, I'm going to say, a certain age, but that doesn't apply anymore. I'm referring to the set that I use, the repair, because a whole lot of people that are way younger are using that $215 set. But do you understand where I'm going? Because each set has for dry, combination, and oily. When I say a couple, is that, for example, if you have 2 for dry skin and 2 for combination and 2 for oily of the miracle set, that's 6 miracle set at $160 each. We understand? Let's not talk about foundation, for heaven's sake. Let's not talk about foundation. We had about 100. The company just decided to discontinue a collection that has like 14 colors. People are still crying about it because it's the cream to powder. I have a bunch hiding because I love them. But the company wants to keep the line manageable for a person. So when I'm telling you 3,600, please don't think in your wildest dream that you even have a perfume of each, or that you have a body care of each. No, you don't. We cannot stretch it that far, but you will look good and you will get double the prices in free products. You will have over $1,000 in extra free products. I'm saying over 1,000 because I always want you to be in shock when you see the reality of it. And remember that everything is guaranteed for a year, every cent. Now, the most, I'm not going to say the most popular, but the one that you're going to hear people talking more about, because most people, like I told you, are not very well trained or prepared. They choose not to. So they only talk about the qualified order. That's the $600 order. Obviously, a $600 order is for you, maybe your mother and your sister. And if you're not making plans with your mother and your sister, maybe you and 2 of your friends. Because if you saw these sets that I show you, how on earth with $600 you will have more? I mean, look at this tray. This is one of my favorite trays. Not even my own consultants have seen this lately. And this is a collection of goodies that they some of them don't even know that exists. Here, I only have, this is the elixir. This is not a perfume, it's an elixir of perfume. This is way stronger. This is $90 here, but this will cost you about $350 out of here. And this other diamonds whatever Forever Diamonds. It's just for me to remember to tell you that we have fragrances for men and for women, a whole collection. But we have all of this has nothing to do with what I normally show in a class, whether it's virtual or in person. Here is a compact of our blushers and our contouring and highlighting. And this is the regular, normal, everyday eyeshadows with the mattes and the shimmering. Oh, my friend, you will never believe how well, but you heard that we are number one in the world, so you know that we're very complete. And my desire for you is to know we really, let me see, what's the word? Because my tendency is to say we don't care, and that's, somebody told me that that's rude and not the right word. It does not matter to us whatever you decide, because the products are guaranteed. When the company pay us commission based on what the whole group produces on the month, they will also take that commission out of our check when that person returns the product back within that year. So we don't, it doesn't matter to us if you do 600, 1800, or 3600. I just want you to know the better prepared you start as a person that has never done this and has another job and has a family and probably exercises and go to church. Please, time is limited, so having the goodies in hands allows you to be even better than Amazon. Okay, the smallest, you still get about $158 in free products when you do 600. And the company has a little thing that anybody that places the order in the first 14 days of signing up, then they get an additional set of makeup, a whole collection of makeup that is about 150, 152. So that one goes in there for everybody if they do it in the first 14 days. What I want you to know is, it's your decision. We all pay $14.95 shipping, no matter if you're buying 600 or 6,000. We pay taxes in advance, that's 7.5% that here in Tampa, I don't know where you are, and you have to pay when you buy anything. We pay it to the company based on the amount that is going to be sold for, so that we don't need to have license and stuff. And then when people buy from us, we have to charge them taxes. Does that make sense? Oh my God, I'm sweating. I feel perspiration like, the smallest order that someone can do in a year to stay alive in Mary Kay is $225. There are plenty of people that they started their business with all the excitement in the world. And they started as a star consultant, 1,800, 3,000, 3,600. And they worked it for a year, for, 2 years, whatever, little part-time, but they love it. They traveled with us. We went to the conventions in Dallas and the best hotels, and they had a blast. And they got all the benefits, but their life keeps going, and something happened. And most people, because they don't have an entrepreneur gene, if we can call it that, inside, whether it's through a divorce or a death in the family or something, kind of not good or unexpected that happened, they kind of stop little by little doing it, but they love the products and they love the environment. So a lot of people buy $225 every 3 months so they can get everything that is new with every season. And some people will buy every 6 months because they totally run out of stuff. And some people just want to have their goodies and their gifts for, like they buy in September to be prepared for the gifts for the Christmas time. We always get it ahead of time and they run out. So September, October is the time to buy it. And other people just buy like in April so that they can get ready for the gifts on Mother's Day and Father's Day. It matters not to us. What we want is for people to take the advantage when they're new so that we can do the teaching and teaching anybody that started with 600. She didn't have anything there to have a business. She can come in on Mondays to my teaching if she's Spanish, or I can make a plan to do a little something with her if she's English, but one, because she's not prepared to see 10 people and sell. Does that make sense? Am I robbing you the wrong way? Oh my God, Gloria. I don't know if I'm going to end up letting this video be public, because it's like I can't control this crazy woman that comes out in English. I don't have the same breaks that I can do in Spanish, and I so much want to service that group. I want you to know, and this is going to be the end of the video, and I hope I don't go too long. Remember how I jumped the part of me, and I told you that maybe another day or at the end? When I started in Mary Kay, I was 21 years old. I have just come from my country. I was 2 days in Mary Kay. In the United States before I got into Mary Kay. I didn't know anything about the company. I never tried the products. It was a crazy situation. But I had just graduated from the university in my country with honors. I went to business school. And all my life, I've been a nerd. And I liked it, and I still do. I dress outrageously and seems like I'm loud and all that, but my tendency is to be an extreme introvert. I have married this young medical student, and we came to Tampa from my country. He went there to study, and when we both finished our career, his family's from here, from Tampa. And I didn't speak English. And I didn't drive. Coming from a small town, you didn't need to drive. So a deal was made within the family that I was going to have to, and him, my husband at the time, we were going to need 2 years to revalidate the degree. And in my case, I needed to learn the language. That was going to take me a year. And then 1 year to study and revalidate the degree. When you have a university title, you better use it. And that was the plan. Now, my ex-mother-in-law told me, you're too antisocial kind of a person. That's not the right term, but I didn't like parties. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to be talking to people. I hated small talk. And she says, you married a doctor, and doctors depend on the goodwill of the wives of the other doctors, because most of the doctors at that time in this town, in the Cuban community, that may not be the case now, but what I was told is most of the wives handle the offices of most of the doctors, and whatever he is specializing is, he wanted to be a surgeon, he was in general medicine at that time, it's going to depend on other doctors sending him referrals. And you don't want to talk to anybody, you don't want to make friends, that's going to be bad for him. We have to put you in some kind of personal development course so that you learn to be nice. That was the word, be nice. Doesn't matter what you think, and just smile and be nice, like you tell to your kids that you know that they want to bite everybody. That's how I started in Mary Kay, because a couple of months before, when I was on vacation, a lady stopped me in a mall that doesn't exist anymore, and she saw me, full makeup on. It doesn't matter, that was 40-some years ago. I had makeup up to my eyebrows, and she started talking to me in English. I didn't understand anything. She started talking to him. They exchanged a card, and what I found out after the conversation ended, and I said, who's the lady and what did she want? He explained to me how she went over the fact that she represented Mary Kay, and that they were always looking for people that could be a consultant. And because she saw how I dressed and put my makeup, she thought that I could be great. And as he went explaining to her that I was shy, and that I didn't like to socialize, she mentioned that there was courses, psychology classes, where you can learn to talk and to move and to basically increase your self-esteem and your self-confidence. And he liked that. And when he told her that I didn't speak English, she said, "Oh, great, there are plenty of Spanish-speaking people here and not one Mary Kay consultant." And even the fact that I didn't drive, she says, "Well, for how long is she going to be like that? Because, well, she decides to learn, you can take her." And somehow she even got to the point that we had no territories, because I remember him telling me that he told her that because of he being a newly graduated doctor, he needed to go to another state to have that special residency, whatever it is that they do for a couple of years in a hospital. And she said, "Awesome, there is no territories. So if she likes it, she can develop it all over the United States." I'm telling you this because I was the last prospect that you will think of. Absolutely nothing about me seems like I was going to be any good, because especially my attitude about people and everything else. A lot has happened, a lot. We don't have time to go into all that. But I do want to mention a couple of things so that at least you give yourself the benefit of the doubt and give me a little grace. When I mess up, after many, many, many years, I found out that I am on the spectrum of autism. It's what it used to be called Asperger. It's a very high functioning type, very bright, and have an IQ above normal. But he has all of the troubles with social situation, with parties and noises and smells and food and light, and no filters whatsoever. My brain has cables connected in a way that I can see very clearly what people cannot see, even if you point it out. But I do not get most of the way society works and the way people think. And that's why I'm going to say things that will sound either inappropriate or rude. But, I've been trying for 43 years. I just turned 43 years in Mary Kay in April. We are in May. I have a lot of problems with my health. Back in 91, when I was 30 years old, I ended up in a cancer center, MD Anderson. I was told I have 2 months to live. It's a long story, but I believe in a God that I believe chose me. Because since I was little, I wanted to work for women that have kids. I did not want to have kids of my own. I wanted to spend my life studying, because I understood that mothers will not have time to be studying psychology and communication and human behavior, and the difference between the babies and then the school-age kids and the teenagers, and the hormones and how that affects and communication breaks. And I wanted to do that for free, but I didn't know how. And through that crazy lady that stopped me, I discovered this world. And wham, this is my vehicle. And yes, I have earned 25 free cars, about 12 or 13, the beautiful pink Cadillac. And yes, I have earned at least $2 million. In my time in Mary Kay, I have nothing. I spent it all since I was always told that I was going to die. And I wasn't saving for anybody. I just ate the best and traveled and dressed up and gave away. My biggest accomplishment is not the cars or the diamonds I have been able to think that I have been able to give away 5 diamond rings blows my mind. I mean, I came from a small town in the Dominican Republic and I didn't even talk. Now I talk all day like I swallow a radio, an old radio. It's the incredible amount of women that have grown and become. And they have earned money and they have earned cars and they have quit jobs and they have raised incredible children. 40-some years worth of it. Yes, I continue to have a lot of challenges with health. The same crazy things about being told go home and put your affairs in order happened in 2000. And it happened in 2009. I was told I had lymphoma through the yin yang. And then in 2022, that was a couple of years ago, I am full of blood clots. I can barely breathe. I have asthma. I have trouble with the thyroid. I cough all day. I love what I do. I love the people that I do it with and for. I so love my company. And I would love to invite you into our pink world. And I hope you like it enough to stay and take the torch. But if you only stay for a while, then you will be an example of why we need more people, because people discover beautiful things. I have the incredible satisfaction that I am living this world a whole lot better than I found it through this company. The God that put me here, the God that saves me, equips me, guides me. Thank you so much for hanging in there. Until the next video, God bless you.